Well, 6 quarterbacks were taken in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft, and one of them is going to get his first start Sunday. The Falcons have named Michael Penix Jr. their starter on Week 16, changing from Kirk Cousins to Penix. But as we look at the first-round quarterbacks selected in 2024, of course, Minnesota's J.J. McCarthy suffered a season-ending knee injury before taking a snap. But as Penix prepares for his first start of the season, the rest of the field will have some game experience in their rookie season. How have the young guys fared? For more, welcoming in CBS Sports NFL writers Ryan Wilson and John Breech. And guys, as we hand out our grades for the rookie quarterbacks this season, let's start with the rookie who captivated draft season, was the first overall pick to the Chicago Bears. Ryan, what grade are you giving Caleb Williams?
I'm laughing, Madeline, because on draft night I was in the studio where you are now, and I took a picture of our buddy Joe Musso, huge Bears fan, hugging the wall because Caleb Williams' picture was there. And it hasn't gone quite according to plan, but it's not because of Caleb Williams. I give him a B+, and I think he has had to overcome a ton of trying circumstances. They fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, halfway through the season. A few weeks later, they fired their head coach, Maye. Some of the skill position players haven't worked out as well as they had hoped. The offensive line has been suspect, but through it all, Caleb has shown glimpses of being a really good football player, and I think if they can get the right coordinator in there, and if they can get the right coach in there, and Thomas Brown's done a great job as the interim, again, under some trying circumstances, I think he has a chance to be special. And we've seen, like I said, glimpses of that. We saw what it looked like at USC. He's gotten better in terms of getting rid of the ball on time. He tried to play a little too much hero ball early. There's room for growth for sure, but I'm going to give him a B+, because I have a lot of faith, Breech, that he's going to turn the corner with the right coach and offensive coordinator in place.
Wilson, that means you have faith in the Bears to make the correct hire, which I am not so sure I have that same faith. But here's the thing is, if you would have asked me this question on November 1st, I probably would have agreed with Ryan, maybe even given Caleb Williams an A, because that was back September, October football. Caleb Williams was playing really well. And right before their Week 6 bye, he had 2 of his best games of the season. Coming out of the bye, if they had not lost on that Hail Mary to the Commanders, they would have been 5-2. And Caleb Williams would have been turning into a star, but instead they lost on that Hail Mary, and it has just been one disaster after another ever since. And Ryan has hit on some of the issues here. The receivers haven't panned out maybe as much as the Bears had hoped. The offensive line hasn't been as good as the Bears had hoped, but the line isn't horrible. I mean, some of this is on Caleb Williams. He's been sacked an NFL high 58 times, as we're seeing here. He is on pace to possibly break the sack record that's been standing for 22 years. Poor David Carr. So I think some of it is on Caleb Williams. He's been holding the ball too long. He's been erratic with some of his throws. And yes, he has already gone through 2 offensive coordinators, which is not ideal for a rookie quarterback or to have your head coach fired. But I am going to put a little bit on him. I'm going to give Caleb Williams a C+, but I think the ceiling is very high, as Wilson said, so a little bit lower of a grade, but I think we both have high expectations here.
Well, Breech, you mentioned that turning point of that Hail Mary, and the guy who threw it, number 2 off the draft boards, number 2 on our list, Washington's Jayden Daniels. He celebrates his 24th birthday today. But, John, what grade are you giving Daniels on his rookie season?
Well, I was going to A-, but if it's his birthday, I'm bumping it up to an A. That's my birthday present to Jayden Daniels there. Look, he has absolutely blown me away with the way he's played. And really, his coming out party was that Week 3 Monday night game against the Cincinnati Bengals. You're on the road. You're playing a team that had high expectations, and he absolutely shredded that defense. In one particular, a 4th down play where he threw a touchdown to Terry McLaurin, which was an absolute dime. And that just kind of raised my eyebrows, thinking, wow, he has the talent to be a star this year. There's not going to be a waiting period with Jayden Daniels, and that's really what he's been this year. He's been so consistent. He knows when to throw the ball. He's athletic enough that he can take off when he needs to, but he doesn't just look to run. He's looking to throw the ball first, which is a little bit unusual with rookie quarterbacks. He's been accurate. He's got 7 games where he's completed at least 70% of his passes, and we're looking there. He's got the highest completion percentage by any rookie in NFL history. So the way he's played has just been pretty mind-blowing for a rookie. So I'm going to give Jayden Daniels an A.
Madeline, Breech is one of those professors that just shows off and says no one gets an A+ in my class. I'm going to give you an A- just to prove I can give you an A-, and then I'll bump it up to an A because you actually deserve an A+. He's an A+. What are we talking about? We just saw the graphic there, Breech. He's dominated every single category. He's outplaying C.J. Stroud as C.J. Stroud did as a rookie. I think if this team did not have Jayden Daniels, they might have 3 or 4 wins right now. And we saw the upgrade from a Sam Howell-led Washington team to what Jayden Daniels looks like. Now, look, they changed the GM, they changed the head coach, and they did a great job of surrounding Jayden with a bunch of guys who can ball out. But A- is disrespectful. A is okay, but he deserves A+. What are we talking about?
Definitely making a case for Rookie of the Year right there as well. So A+, A, happy birthday, Jayden Daniels. Now, it took a few weeks before we saw the number 3 overall pick in a starting role, but Drake Maye did get there as we take a look at Drake Maye on the season. When you hand out a grade for the Patriots quarterback, Ryan, how are you grading his rookie season?
All right, Madeline, I just gave Breech a hard time for giving Jayden an A- initially. I'm going to give Drake an A-. But he has played exceedingly well. I thought he should not have seen the field at all this year, not because he wasn't capable, but because that team in New England is so bad. He came into the league, he was just 21 years old. He has since turned 22, but he's playing like he's been in the league 4 or 5 years. He's having to do a lot of it with his legs, winning in the middle of the field in terms of plays breaking down. He's got to break, contain, and then make a run for it. He's made some big-time throws, but you talk about not having weapons. They don't have much on the way of the outside. They drafted Jalen Polk in the 2nd round, and he's been okay. He's a rookie. He's learning, but the running game has been inconsistent. The offensive line is troubling, to say the least. They desperately need help at tackle, and the defense has been okay to help him out, but there's a reason he's 2-7, and it's not because of Drake Maye. It's because of the surrounding cast that hasn't really helped him out. He didn't start the whole year as well, and I'm not going to ding him for that, but I give him an A- for making the most out of a very tough circumstance in Foxborough.
Man, I really do feel like the mean professor here. Wilson's given A-. I was going to give B-. I'll go bump it up to a B because, look, here's the situation with Drake Maye. He absolutely, out of the first-round quarterbacks, went to the worst team. I mean, he had the least amount to work with, and yet he's still been somewhat successful. Yes, he's just 2-7. There's been a couple one-score games in there. We saw the Patriots almost beat the Colts a couple weeks ago. Well, the Patriots didn't lose that because of Drake Maye. They lost it because the defense let Anthony Richardson drive straight down the field at the end of the game. If they stopped that, that's another win for Drake Maye. So he's played well enough to keep them in games, which is almost a miracle considering the talent he has around him. I think my one knock, though, with Drake Maye is he's been a little bit careless with the football. He's got 7 interceptions over the past, I think, 6 games. So cut down on the interceptions, and he would be even better. But based on what he's playing with and the situation he's in, I don't think you can really complain about Drake Maye. And if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm pretty thrilled with the quarterback I have right now.
Breech, I appreciate how generous you've been with adjusting your grades, and Ryan, obviously, with the influence there, getting them a little bump today, but we'll see if this one gets a bump right now. Denver quarterback Bo Nix has started every game this season, 9-5 in his rookie campaign as the Broncos on the verge of the playoffs for the first time since the 2015 season. That was the year they won the Super Bowl. So, John, how are you grading Bo Nix in his rookie campaign?
You know what's funny, Madeline? I hope Bo Nix stays off the internet because I feel like he is the most divisive rookie quarterback in like the past decade. You read that half the people are wondering what's going on. The other half thinks he's been amazing, which mostly Broncos fans. I'm going to give Bo Nix a B+. I think that Sean Payton wanted a quarterback that could run his system, and then he said, all right, I'm going to tweak it a little bit so that it's perfect for a rookie, and that's what Bo Nix has done. He has run and done what Sean Payton has asked him to do. He's making short passes. He's been accurate. He's made smart throws. Up until the last 2 weeks when he's thrown 5 interceptions over the past 2 games, he was incredibly smart with the football and always making the right decision. And that's why the Broncos have been so surprising this year. So I think that Bo Nix has been playing out of his mind. And considering the Broncos didn't have to trade up to get a quarterback, they sat right where they wanted in the draft and grabbed Nix. I think that they have to love the way this has worked out so far. So I am giving Bo Nix a B+. I already know Ryan's going to give him something higher, so I'll just give up now.
I don't hate it, John. I give him an A, but for the reasons that you laid out there. He has 11 interceptions, which is certainly most among the rookie starters, and not great when you compare him to other quarterbacks not named Kirk Cousins. But to your point, he's done everything Sean Payton has asked him to do. If you want to call him a game manager, call him a game manager. Ben Roethlisberger was a game manager his rookie season in 2004. Joe Flacco was a game manager his rookie season in 2008. And those teams made deep playoff runs. So I think that Sean Payton is getting exactly what he was hoping for. Would he like to see Bo Nix minimize the mistakes? Absolutely. The run game is non-existent. In fact, 4 times this year, Bo Nix has led the Broncos in rushing. They are 1-3 in those games. The one win came against the Colts game that Breech just mentioned. So I think you lean on your defense, which that defense is spectacular. You make the plays that are in front of you, and don't force the ball down the field and don't make mistakes, and then win with your legs when you have that opportunity. And you can find ways to win football games like that. Can you win a Super Bowl like that? I don't know, but I think Sean Payton has to be ecstatic with where they are right now.
I mean, hey, if you've listened to Bo Nix talk to the media recently, he thinks they can, but you know what? One game at a time. Rookies, report cards are in the mail. Don't forget to have your parents sign them and bring them back to class. Ryan Wilson, John Breech, thanks so much for the insight. With the 2024 rookie class finishing their debut NFL seasons, let's take a look at who is most likely to be first off the board in the 2025 NFL draft. Odds makers like Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders at -180, followed by Miami quarterback Cam Ward at +250, Colorado two-way player and Heisman winner Travis Hunter at +430.